Page 60, jump and glide. At the top of the page, they have a little bit about practicing and technique and so forth. I don't teach much technique in these videos because really to teach technique correctly, I need you actually in front of me. This is really one of the main reasons you need a live teacher and not trying to do it yourself or with some video from me. I mean, it needs to be real. I mean, a Zoom is okay. If you can find a teacher that'll teach you through online, that's fine, but they need to be actually watching you to help you with your technique as you're doing it. As far as practicing goes, when you practice something, and jump and glide is a good one for this, you don't want to always play it the same way. You need to practice playing soft and practice playing loud. You need to practice staccatos and legatos and all that stuff. Now, I typically use scales for that. They haven't introduced scales yet. But if you would like, if you're doing okay, find my playlist on musical scales. I don't know, it's somewhere. Bookmark it. You're going to need it quite a bit. And then go in and watch the introductory video and then start with the C major scale. Just one octave up and down. I have a trill exercise. I do some technique with the wrists and accents and things. Do that. I haven't really had accents in it. It's a little early maybe to be trying it, but I use scales to practice technique is why I'm saying it. It's just a suggestion. You can wait till later if you want, but as far as I'm concerned, it's never too early to work on scales. Let's talk jump and glide here. There's nothing new here. We're just using what we've had, so let's look it over. It's 4 lines long with a repeat, makes it 8 lines long. Treble and bass clef, 3/4 time. We got quarter notes and half notes, and so I think we can handle it. Not a problem. Now here we got both hands playing at the same time. I'm going to take this one hand at a time first. Let's make sure we know what each hand is doing before we try and put them together. So the right hand comes in on the second measure, and if you look at this, you see it's a broken C chord. Here, these 3 notes. Yeah, C chord. That's where your hand goes then. And it's a 1, 2, rest. Remember that half note gets 2 counts, so you come up on beat 3. 1, 2, 3. The second line is almost the same. The third line, we have E flats. So I'm here, third finger's on E, so I'm going to use third finger on E flat. And you want to get to where you can be doing this move without looking at the keyboard. You just know where that black key is. 2. Now that's the only difference between it and the first line is the E flats. And then the last line is similar to the second, except you have E flats. Left hand, well, again, it's a broken C chord. If you recognize this, it makes reading music so much easier when you can recognize these chords and patterns. Yeah, so you hear, so 1, 2, 3, and then a whole rest. Remember, a whole rest can be a whole measure regardless of how many beats. So here, that whole rest gets 3 counts, and that's okay. And then after that is here. It's the same notes the right hand is playing, but you're lower. And then the third line, you get the E flats. Again, E's third finger's here. I'm going to use the third finger here. And then here. Okay, now let's try putting the hands together and see what happens. You're starting, of course, C position. Now, both hands together. It's an F. It's different fingers, but the same notes. F, E, there's middle fingers, and then here. And here. I had a time at this when I was little and first learning to put the hands together because I wanted to do the same fingers in each hand all the time. And you can't do that in piano. I mean, sometimes it works out okay, but you can't, no. It's got to be any finger on either hand. So here it's here and here. Those are different. It just takes time. It becomes actually quite natural to play different fingers in the hands. Although there's still times in practicing new music, I have to go back and think, now, which fingers am I using where? It's a personal thing. Some people struggle with it and other people don't. But there, just both. And then the third line is E flats. So, all right. Now, once you can get the notes okay, and the rhythm's not a problem, I hope, they're mostly quarter notes. Then we can try the articulation. Now I'm going to flex at the wrist for the staccato. I'm on the key and I'm bouncing off. I'll go back on the key before I play the next one. So it's here. And then connect these. So we slur those. And that's the articulation. Now when you speed it up, sometimes you don't have time to put the hands on the keys before you do the next one. And there you're doing that, but it's a very small motion. Don't come way up on that. So if I play this, I'm just bump, 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 just very small motion. But if I have time, I'll always put my hand on the key first, and then I'll just play it and bounce off each time. Not bounce way off, but bounce up. Then finally the dynamics, MF at the beginning. It's all pretty much melody. So whatever you think moderately loud is, mezzo forte. Now it's my opinion that in the last two measures of the first line, the melody is actually in the upper staff. This is harmony. It happens to be the same notes, but it doesn't matter. It's still harmony. And if that's the case, I want to play this softly because I want to hear this. So it's, can you play this loud and this soft at the same time? I'm putting more weight on the right hand than the left. That's, in my opinion, it is. If you struggle with that, you can play them the same. I'm just trying to get you more into this hand independence where you're doing different things in the hands at the same time. Then in the third line, you come down to moderately soft, mezzo piano. And for the first two measures, it's both hands. And then moderately soft and very soft. If you can't, try that. Then speed, moderato. It's a judgment call. What do you think moderato is? Somewhere in the middle. It's not fast. It's not slow. Somewhere in the middle? Oh, depends on how much coffee I've had to drink. That's it. That's my moderato for now. I could change it later. Who knows what I would do. Let's give you an idea. Don't copy me, please. Read the music and figure out yourself what it sounds like. You can always compare what you've done to others. Just don't copy others. You can get ideas from them. It's okay. Just, oh, is that how it goes? Okay, I'll do what you did. No. Read the music and get into it yourself. Let's play it together very slowly to double check our notes and rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics. I'm going to play both hands about the same. I will do the staccatos and all, and we are going to repeat it. So I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready, go. 1, 2, rest. 1, 2, rest. 1, 2, rest. 1, 2, repeat. 1, 2, rest. 1, 2, rest. 2, rest. artist.